Hey there, what's going on, everyone? This is Sue again. I hope you guys are doing well. If you had the opportunity to go back into the past, right? To go and meet yourself in the past, where you are right now, to go and talk to yourself when you're like 5 years younger or a lot younger, what advice would you give yourself? And knowing what you know now and knowing about yourself, what you used to think, do you believe that your past self would be willing to take your advice? Now, look into the future, right? Imagine yourself 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the road and see yourself being really successful. Imagine yourself making all the commitments you need to do to become that successful, right? Whatever that success looks like to you in that 10, 20 years or whatever. Now, stay in that moment for a second, right? Stay in that moment and just see all that's around you, right? All the success that you were able to achieve because you worked hard, and all of just the commitments you make just to get yourself to that level. Now, being in that moment, look back to now, where you are right now, right? So you're in your future self and you're looking back to your present, where you are currently. And now you have the opportunity, your future self has the opportunity to come back to the present, to where you are currently right now, to give you an advice of how you became successful. Now, you have to ask yourself, currently, with your way of thinking right now, are you willing to take your future self's advice, or are you very complacent and you're comfortable with the way you are thinking now and whatever you have right now currently in your life? Are you, content with where you are now? Or are you willing to take your advice, to take your own future successful self's advice? You see, this exercise, I think, is very, useful, because throughout our lives, right, we get advice from people who are wiser than us, who have already experienced certain things, and they tell us, oftentimes they tell us, hey, Sue or Joe or whatever your name is, right? Say, hey, you know what? You ought to do this. Don't do this. Or, I went down this road before and I've made a lot of mistakes, and I care about you. I want you to succeed. So I'm trying to teach you what not to do, right? But yet, at that moment in our life, we have our own way of thinking, right? And maybe we're not ready to accept other people's advice, or we're not receiving it. And, although it's sound advice and it's sound wisdom, but we tend to just say, hey, you know what? I'm going to try it myself. I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to make mistakes and I'm going to learn from it. You see? And we don't take their advice. And then it leads us to the road where we are now. And yes, we've gone through struggles and we've overcome some struggles. But if we would have listened to the advice that were given to us initially, we might be in a different place in our life, right? Maybe you'll get more results, or maybe you get less results or whatnot, right? But now, you see, that's from an external person, right? From a person outside of yourself. But what if you had the power to go and tell yourself, say, hey, don't do this, don't do that, right? Because you know exactly where that's going to lead, because this is your life. Now, that's the point here that I'm trying to say with this technique is, imagine yourself, and see, right now, I believe that we all have greatness within us, right? We all have true potential. And some of us actually know what we need to do, right? You know that you need to go out there and study hard. You know you need to go out there and work harder and put in extra time and just commit, right? And walk your talk, right? You know all of that, but you're not doing that, right? So if you can imagine yourself into your future and you're successful, you know that to be successful, you know all of these little things that you have to do. See, you've done it, right? In the future, and you're successful, you see yourself successful, you know that you did all of these things that you know currently what to do, right? And if you don't know what to do to be successful, you got to go out there and look for mentors. Look for people who are successful now and see what they're doing and try to do what they do. But for those of you who, intellectually, consciously know what you need to do to become successful and you're not doing it currently, you need to listen to your future self that is successful, and you have to be willing to actually listen to the advice and do what your future self tells you. You see, what happens is, change is a given in life, right? Change is given. Change is everywhere. You can't stop change. But if you don't change, the thing that you're going to change into is the person that you are now. You see what I mean? So if you don't change, what you're going to change into is the person that you are now. So you're just going to be the same person. And if you don't like your circumstances now, if you don't like the way your life is, the results that you're getting currently, if you don't make a change right now, this is what you're going to get in the 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. And, I tell this to, people that I'm close to my friends and to my family members and stuff. I say, hey, if you don't like where you are right now, let's say that you have a decent job, but it's just barely enough to get you by and your family by. But you don't do anything, you don't do anything to improve your personal growth and your daily activities and your life that's gonna, progress you forward to get you out of where you are now, then you're gonna get the same results. You know what I mean? So that's the exercise for today, guys. I know that we all get advice from people, and sometimes we see them, we respect them, but then we always have the feeling that, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go out there and make my own mistakes. I'm gonna learn from my own mistakes and all of that. But if you had your own advice, I think that's more powerful. So visualize yourself into the future and come back to your present and give yourself that advice, because you know what you need to do. If you don't know what you need to do, just find a mentor and get some real advice and get yourself moving in the direction that you want. I hope that was helpful. I know that was kind of weird, I guess you could say, but it helps. If you have any questions for me, leave it in the comment section below. If you know someone who can, find value in this message, share this with your friends on your Facebook and all that good places. And if you want to check out the system that I use to generate income online, click the link below. See it for yourself. If it makes sense for you, give yourself that opportunity to make a difference in your life. Take action and join our team. Be a part of our mastermind group, and we can help you succeed as well online. All right, guys. Until next time, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Take care now. Peace.